Long streaks of blue energy streaked from the engines as the ship accelerated towards the enemy. It took time to build up speed, yet even from a distance, the warship looked like a meteor with a blazing trail following right behind. She was one of the Alliance's newest warships, a powerful Crusader-class heavy cruiser. 325 meters of thickly plated armor and armed with devastatingly powerful particle beam cannons. Small railgun turrets covered her superstructure from bow to stern to protect her from marauding corvettes and fighters. Her dull, yellow-gray paint scheme was only modified by the black letters of her name spelled out along the bow on both sides. With almost 1,000 crew and the best armor and weapons of any cruiser in the fleet, ANS Narcissus was a sight to behold. Alongside her was a pair of identical ships, each a veteran of the war, and all marked by the bitter contest in the Helion sector. All three pointed their primary weapons towards the next wave of enemy ships and readied themselves for the next engagement. The heavy cruisers were the pride of the Alliance Navy, although today the three ships were minnows among giants, as two colossal fleets battled it out for dominance. This was not a battle for control or for power. It was a battle for survival, and the Alliance was losing. "Open fire!" Captain Bailey demanded, while wiping sweat from his forehead. The forward weapons array unleashed unimaginable firepower towards the nearest target. Fire engulfed the ship, and then it vanished from view. In its place were another formation of enemy ships, and their numbers seemed to increase by the second. Commander Harrison, the ship's executive officer, waited alongside the ship's tactical officer as she checked the data coming in. "Sir, the cavalry in Ottawa have been destroyed. Victoria is falling back and suffering heavy—" The bridge lit up bright red as an explosion ripped through the structure. The interior of the ship betrayed the devastation wrought by the last hour of battle. Computer displays and control systems lay broken and burnt, while multiple bodies littered the bridge. Medics carried away the wounded, but the dead remained at their stations. There simply wasn't the time to remove them. Another explosion ripped through the bridge, and when the smoke cleared, 3 officers were left standing: acting helmsman Ensign Smythe, tactical officer Lieutenant Gaunt, and Captain Bailey. The internal speakers wailed with the sound of Admiral Lewis, the desperate commander of the fleet, as he tried to rally the last few ships in battle. "This is Admiral Lewis. We need urgent assistance at Micaiah. 14 ships are gone and twice as many heavily damaged. We're surrounded and losing ships fast." At first, there was no response from the rest of the fleet, until finally a broken message arrived. It bore the signature of Admiral Anderson, yet not one word could be understood. "Clean that up," ordered Captain Bailey. "I need to hear what's going on." Lieutenant Gaunt tried to work on the data, but then more shots hit the ship. He hesitated, and then focused on redirecting gunfire towards the enemy. "I can only give it a short boost," he said. "I need officers." Captain Bailey moved alongside him and made the adjustment himself. More shots slammed into them, but they'd sustained so much damage none of them appeared to even register the hits. It took a moment, but finally he was able to focus the ship's collector arrays on the source of the transmission. There was little more than a garbled audio message from the departing command ships of Admiral Anderson. Captain Bailey watched their position change, along with the contingents of alien ships that had been promised to the defense of Micaiah. "Admiral, there is nothing we can send you. You must hold your present position. Micaiah is a critical part of our defensive strategy. Hold to the last ship and to the—" The signal broken up, and by the time it returned, they'd lost a good 10 seconds of the data. "Available ships are making. Everything we have is being sent to the Black Rift. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. Good luck." "What?" Captain Bailey said incredulously. He grabbed the intercom. "Admiral Lewis, we've been abandoned out here. What are your orders?" There was a short pause, and Captain Bailey knew his commanding officer had to make a decision, one that would affect them all for whatever remained of their lives. "We keep the enemy busy for as long as possible. Keep them trapped at the shipyards. Every ship we hold here is a ship not fighting Anderson and the others. We are the bait." Captain Bailey knew the Admiral was probably right, but it still left a nasty taste in his mouth. "Form up into pattern theta and ready yourselves for the next attack. The Alliance never, and I mean never, backs down from a fight.